There's so many things you would be feeling and thinking so much right now. I'm receiving these downloads and I almost don't know where to start. You're rearranging your understanding of success, you're rearranging your understanding of meaning of life, of celebration. There's this huge death and rebirth that is happening right now with this collective. What it means, fulfillment, happiness, happy family, the all. The 10 of cups is the all, to have it all. What it really means to have it all. You thought it was more physical, superficial. Now you're understanding that it's not. It's the connection of a soul. It's the meaning of a soul. Is to follow your northern star, and star is to trust. There's this element of femininity that was missing in the entire equation, and I feel it doesn't only goes to your divine feminine but your inner feminine. I feel like you are now more connected to the feminine side of life. So to your feminine, your inner feminine, which is your heart, right? Which is your connection to the divine, connection to God, but also your actual feminine, your divine feminine counterpart. So this collective right now, you would feel that she was guiding you all along, and she was trying to awaken the feminine within you, to through that connect to you. I feel you were missing the element of femininity in so many things that you were trying to figure out in life. We have this strength as well, and we often talk about this as we talk about our masculines, that you have this misunderstanding of strength. You misunderstand strength with power, strength with physical money, with physical influence. It's not what strength is. Sometimes even with physical body, it's not what strength is. It's the strength of the heart. It's the lion heart. That's why the lion, it's the strength of the spirit. Through the infinity symbol, the strength of the spirit is infinite. It never ends. It doesn't depend on anything physical. It's the resourcefulness of the spirit, right? Let's do one more to close the spread. And I want to do, I really want to feel into your masculine energy. What? Hold on. King of Wands, which is beautiful. And I have few thoughts for that, because one is, I always say this to you guys, that many masculines, the masculine energy generically, as you are maturing, awakening on this journey, you go through what I call the journey of King of Wands. So you start as this page of wands, right? And in life, this toddler, it's just passion, it's just let's do it, right? And then there's the King of Wands, that Knight of Wands, that acts on an impulse, acts on ignition, that doesn't necessarily, has the masculinity and the maturity to follow through with plans, right? King of Wands understands that it's the feminine ignition that starts something, the feminine within you. Sometimes your external feminine, your feminine counterpart, but the feminine within you, the creation within you that comes from the heart, the spark of passion from the heart. And then the king takes it and adds the masculine part, the dedication, the consistency, the commitment, the following through to build the kingdom. But to me, what I allocate always with the couple of the wands is the power couple. There is this energy here for this masculine, true divines, right? This collective, we're talking about divine counterparts, twin souls, twin flames, right? Higher soulmates can create a beautiful power couple as well, but in this context specifically, all divine counterparts, all twin divines in union, we're power couples, right? We're power couples, but in a real understanding of power. It doesn't mean that we have this power, everyone will know of us, right? And we're going to perform us and we're going to rule this world. But we are the embodiment of true divine union of the yin and yang. We are the leaders of the power that is created from the unity of the feminine and the masculine, to teach people that when the feminine and masculine truly work together in synergy, this is where we change the worlds. This is where we create new earth, right? Not when we fight with each other, when we defy each other, when we fight for power with the brain or the mind. No, when we merge into oneness of the yin and yang. We're power couples in that sense. And I feel there's something within this collective that you're understanding, that there are certain things that you were pushing to achieve without your feminine, because you didn't feel worthy of your feminine without having achieved these things. And now as you are going through these achievements and seeing as they come into fruition, you're understanding that what you could have achieved together in the togetherness of the feminine masculine is so much greater, is the ultimate. It's the generational wealth, is the foundation for new earth. It's something that will never be deprived of spirit, of guidance of God. Again, I'm lost in my own thoughts because there's so much. You may be as well receiving downloads yourself, going through ascension, transformation. We are in a really powerful moment right now. Again, it's gonna take a good couple of weeks, if not moons, until the equinox, that we're still shedding, we're still releasing, we're still transforming, we're still figuring everything out, right? So I feel there's this newly found understanding of power couple, of divine union, of love, of power of love, of value of a soul, of meaning of life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Seven of Pentacles. Rome wasn't built in a day. You understand it now. You wanted to, certain things because you thought that you were wanting to achieve these things to get closer to other things in life. And now as you've achieved them, bottom line, you're realizing that you wanted them to numb the pain of the ego because there are things you haven't healed just yet. But you're getting there. Let's feel into your energy. Let's do my Fear to Love deck for Divine Masculine. I want to feel into your energy where you are on the journey. There's so much for this collective. You feel heavy, but you feel like you're going deeper. You feel heavy, but you feel like you're releasing, you're understanding. Things are starting to make sense, but it's so much. You may be on a verge. I wouldn't be surprised if you would be on a sort of a verge of your Satori. Let's see. Let's not jump into conclusions because let's see. Give us a visual, Spirit. Where is this collective of masculines when we talk about his journey towards union, divinity, inner union? Where are they on their journey? What's going on? Unboxing Fear. Number 29. Unboxing Fear. There's something, it ties into what I said to you guys. You thought you were doing certain things when it comes to money, career, abundance. You were doing certain things out of ambition because you wanted to be a real man, because you wanted to have more stability, more power. I feel you're now understanding as you unboxing this fear that you were doing these things out of fear, out of a place of lack, out of the caring of how other people see you. Again, proving God knows what to God knows who. So they see you as a real man. So they see a value within you. No one will ever see your value as long as you don't see your value, right? Every choice we make comes either from place of fear or love. You may think that you are taking decisions that is beneficial for you, but in reality, this decision is rooted in fear. Fear of failing, fear of being rejected, fear of love, and being loved. Examine your motivation and start to learn difference between love and fear. Remember, the frequency of love starts from within, from self-love. You must choose yourself first to always be able to choose love. Fear, however, lives in our subconscious mind and carries trickster energy. Give yourself grace on this transition. Whenever we talk about moving from fear to love, I always recommend to you guys the episode from Brian Scott, Fear to Love, moving from amazing episode. If you type Brian Scott Fear to Love in YouTube, you will find it if you haven't watched that already, because I talk about this all the time, especially in for masculines. But I feel it's exactly it. You are questioning your motivations. You are opening your eyes to your motivations right now. You thought you were doing certain things for yourself, for your future, maybe even to one day be worthy of certain things, including your feminine. Now you're understanding that you were coming from a place of fear, from a place of lack. Those decisions were not rooted in love. They were not rooted in self-love. You're examining your motivations. Healing through separation. That's interesting, but maybe that's something you are doing. It's a technique. I love this technique, and I always talk to you guys about this technique, healing through separation. So maybe let's read through this. To heal a wound or a shadow, we must first acknowledge its existence, understand it, and courageously face it. Visualize your shadow as a separate and independent entity. Give it name, talk to it, ask questions to understand it better. More than anything, give it love, compassion, and attention. Maybe I'm hearing two things with this. Maybe you are actually doing this practice. Maybe it's a confirmation and a sign for some of you that this is in fact your reading. Maybe you're doing this this practice. So maybe you've realized through everything that happened, everything that we talked to, you've realized that there are still certain shadows, that there's still fear within you. Maybe you even separating that fear, giving it name. I don't know why I'm you know, like sometimes they're presenting like on your shoulder there's a little angel and there's a little devil. They're nothing more than a representation of love and fear, a light and darkness, right? So maybe this collective, you're really trying to understand as you take certain decisions, whether it's your spirit, the light, the love speaking to you, the alignment, or it's your fear, it's your shadow speaking to you, right? And I always teach you guys on this channel, and I educate you how shadow energy is trickster energy. Shadow energy, ego energy always wants to convince us that they are the side of light. This is why I actually created this deck, which is a wave of emotions, that every emotion that you pull from this deck, there's an explanation what we confuse it with, how our ego is trying to trick us, right? So I feel you're realizing this, that there's certain things that you actually thought that it was good motivation, it was a good push for you, there was an ambition, right? And now you're realizing that it was fear, it was lack. So maybe you even give a name to that fear. Maybe you even give a name to the shadow or your shadow, and you're trying to sort of work through this. But I am also hearing that you would be contemplating on a separation, on the process of separation with your feminine. I always say this, and I know it's difficult to understand and to... We have Satori at the bottom of the deck. We'll see whether it's going to pull through, but it's here. It's here. If it's not going to be on the table, it's coming, right? It's sometimes difficult to comprehend and to swallow, especially for the feminines, because we walk this journey consciously, whereas the masculines walk this journey from day one. You walk it from day one, but subconsciously, right, under a veil, because it's the way it has to be. But we sometimes resist to accept as feminines that separation is a gift, separation is needed. We would never be able to create the energy of a power couple if we would not embark on a journey of a lone wolf, when we have to learn to be whole on our own. The soul tie between twin souls is so strong that without separation and a full healing of an ego and a soul, we would fall into codependency. This relationship would always be toxic, right? So we have to feel into every shadow, every trauma, every pain, to heal it, to give it love, to alchemize it to the side of light, right? To become whole on our own. And maybe you were thinking about these things, that it's actually, which is beautiful because it would mean that you are reaching this moment of thinking, yes, it was my ego that chose separation. Yes, it was my ego. Yes, there was no glass wall. I always say this to you guys, and it's a card in this deck as well. There is no glass wall. There is no anything that stands between us in being together. We look for excuses. We say that third party, money, differences, social differences, cultural differences. No. It's always us. It's always our ego. Love is love, right? Love is always ready to come into fruition. But if you're understanding this, it's good because it means that you are reaching a moment of understanding that everything happens for a reason. Because in the beginning, as the masculine starts to come into awareness, you blame yourself for everything that happened in the past. Right now I understand this woman is the other half of me. Well, how could I have allowed all these things and the separation and what do I do now, right? But through self-forgiveness, through transformation, through Satori, which is the awakening of the masculine, you start to realize that separation is needed. Just like we need to separate our shadows to heal, we need to separate ourselves from each other to ever be able to create wholeness externally, right? Let's continue. You are not what you have. Shut the front door. 22:15. Confirmation. You are not what you have. You're understanding this now. For so long, without you knowing, due to the conditioning, karmic connections, karmic experiences, you thought that you are what you have. Whether you're rich, whether you have a big house, what cars you have, how much money you can just give away to your family. Maybe there's a reason it's coming to my mind. You thought that you are what you have. That if you don't have, that you cannot give, you're not men enough. That you are not what you have. We're going to read through this so we understand. Get this through your head. Oh my gosh. The true worth of a human being has nothing to do with his physical possessions or accomplishments. When we shed our physical body and return home to spirit realm, the only thing that we can take with us are lessons learned and the growth of the soul. One day you will be asked to elevate your life, to evaluate your life. So ask yourself today, what have I achieved? Remember, you are not allowed to include physical things in that list. Know this, the worth of your soul is unconditional. We talked about this. It's your birthright to walk this earth and thrive. Only your internal values and unique frequency of your soul can define you. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Save this, snip it, okay? Read this if you need to. Read this if you need to. You have nothing to prove to anyone. It is the lessons. It is the growth of a soul. It's not physical possessions. Nothing to do with your... And I feel that this is something that they've been trying to help you to release for so long. And they granted you the success. Remember, we started from you're going through some sort of a success and achievement. Source granted you the success for you to feel the emptiness of it. That when you are in a place of soul, and you are, how empty it feels, how meaningless it feels to achieve that success. And yes, again, when we achieve any kind of success, it's a joint work of a soul and a body, and we should celebrate, we should be proud of ourselves, we should pat ourselves on the back, and yeah, it's all good. But when you are in a place of soul, these are the moments that actually show you, are you on the right path or not? Because if you're achieving a physical success and you either give it too much of an importance, or it makes you feel numb and it makes you feel nothing, it's because you are realizing that you're not what you have, that this success doesn't define you, it doesn't define your journey. What else? One more for your first row. Dark night of the soul. Doesn't surprise me, you guys. You are going through transfer. This would be a brutal time for you, for this collective. We're going to do some soothing messages. We're going to do some guidance in the last part. But you're unboxing fear, healing, shadow, darkness, the meaning of physical items, physical life, physical success. You're going through a dark night of the soul. It's a process we all have to, on a true journey of awakening, we all have to go through several times. Sometimes the first one is the most brutal. Then it sort of it mixes with, with ascensions, with rebirths, with awakenings. Being where you are, this collective, I don't feel it's the first one. Let's do another row. Let's see what else is going on, what else is unfolding. Mirror, mirror, number 14. I feel this is all about, you are in a state of understanding. That's what I'm getting. That you would be really, your poor your poor little masculine brain. I feel for you. Masculines are logical beings. I feel they are bombarding you right now with so many downloads, revelations. They're showing you information. It's those aha moments, huge aha moments, okay, about, again, physical success, love, fulfillment, fear, shadow work, meaning of life. It's just like, if you're, I don't know why I'm seeing someone, if you journal, you would be able to journal for hours right now. Things that you are getting that's on your mind. I feel for you. I feel for you. But it sometimes also happens for you, masculines, this overwhelmed, to drop into the heart. Stop thinking. Stop overanalyzing. Stop trying to make things make sense. Drop into the heart space. Just feel into these things. It's a little bit like when I receive my downloads, I take them energetically through the space of heart, and I feel them in my body, and then I have to process them in my mind to sort of give them to you guys in a reading. But you don't have a need to make it make sense, right? Journal. If you don't journal, there's a reason I was seeing this. I feel like you would disconnect it, but journal if you don't. It will help you to sort of get all these thoughts out there. And it's also a sort of a level first channeling. I always say this to you guys. We all have the capacity to channel for ourselves, and journaling is that level 1 channeling. So journal, right? But whenever it feels overwhelming, just drop into your heart. Just make an intention, close your eyes, take a deep breath, do some breath work, make an intention to your guides to help you to drop into a heart space, and just feel into whatever is coming to you. Lay on your bed, look upwards. Sometimes I find it in moments of heavy ascensions and moments like this position of sort of laying on your back and opening your arms and opening your legs and just like fully surrendering to, right? It's helpful. So do that. But I feel you're also understanding the process of mirror, the process of reflection, that it starts from within, it reflects outwards, and the outwards always reflects the state of our inner world to us. Maybe you're even understanding that all this time your feminine was reflecting. The masculines, you deny that for a very long time. But we always, everything that we trigger within you is because we reflect a shadow within you. And whatever is beautiful that you see within us, it's a reflection of you as well. We are each other's ultimate reflections. What you see in us, it's you. This is why in the beginning of this journey, we love so much, because we just reflect your shadows. And there's a lot to reflect. Shadow, 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 shadow. That's why you're constantly angry with us. You go in and out. It's like there's this pull towards us, but then you're angry, and then you want to leave, and then you don't want to see us, and right? And this, why is this woman just like, argh? Because it's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you, brother. And when you're ready, as you heal, as you slowly step from fear to love, from frequency to fear, of fear to frequency to love, we start to reflect the good things. This is where you start without you knowing. You still feel that this is us, not you. But you start in separation. There's this moment when you start to miss us. You start to see us like, she's so beautiful. She's so amazing. She's so wise. She's so kind. She's so generous. She's so soft. It's a reflection of you as well. It's reflection. It's all that you are too. What else? You attract what you are. And this is that healing through separation. There's a lot in understanding of how the world works. The law of attraction, we don't manifest because we want, we desire, or we journal. We manifest what we are, the vibration of. We can only attract that. You're understanding that. Communication is a two-way street, number 41. And one more. I'm hearing that you're learning to communicate with yourself as well, to be honest. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Dark night of the soul. I feel it's a message that you need right now. You would be going, we're going to do guidance now, but you would be going through a difficult period of time, which is understandable. You're going through a transformation, a big ascension, I feel, big dark night of the soul. They're showing you. I really wouldn't, we didn't get Satori here, but what is your feminine showing to you? So maybe you should be focusing on how does she make you feel. Now you understand what I've explained to you. We always reflect you, right? We are the lighthouse. We guide you. You're an ultimate mirror. So maybe you should focus on what your feminine is reflecting to you right now. What is she showing you? How does she make you feel? But I feel there's a lot of information, revelations, aha moments, and downloads about the meaning of life. So it will be brutal. It will be brutal. So just breathe through it. These are moments when oftentimes we don't know what to do with ourselves. It's just too much. They're pushing on us, boom, 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 boom. Especially the masculines, because us feminines, we sort of upgrade gradually on this journey. You masculines, because you have to walk beneath the veil. When you're ready to lift the veil, and when the whole process of dark nights of the soul and ascensions start leading up to the final Satori, it's sort of a boom, 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 right? You don't have all these years that we had to do it, because our journey is different. We go through it differently. So it can be very brutal, but just breathe through it. Breathe through it. Go towards, spiritual practices. Have grace for yourself. Give yourself grace. Connect to your feminine within. Connect to your feminine, to her higher self, your divine counterpart. And believe that this too shall pass. It will all make sense, right? It will all make sense. It's a process. All right, let's do some guidance. What's coming and what's the guidance for this collective? I'm kind of feeling like using this as well, but I'm not sure whether we're gonna have the time. But let's see, what's the guidance for this collective? What's coming for this masculine? I'm thinking that I'm hearing we don't know yet. It depends how you're going to react on all these downloads that we're giving to you. But let's see. Given the energy of today, as they're watching, what's the most possible outcome? They're really not wanting to fly. All right, we have Destiny Path. This is a very successful, this is in this deck, this is your highest, most aligned timeline, Destined Path, achieving your path. So you're on the right way, you're on the right path. We have action leads to success, okay? Action leads to success. Maybe dragons are important for this collective. Maybe you had a dream about a dragon, or maybe you've recently realized that we all have a dragon. And as we awaken, we have, some of us, it depends on your journey, but some people have the capacity to actually see their dragon and connect to their dragon. The energy of the dragon, it's a forever protector and ultimate animal spirit. But we have number one, action leads to success. There is an energy of the